Well, good evening and hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of What's Going On here at SWAGHer, where we find out what's going on. I am your host today, Jen Cares, and I am so excited as we have the lovely Connie Marple, a woman of color in business, New York. So we're going to get right into it, okay? Hey, Connie, how
Okay.
you doing?
I'm so good. How about you, Jen?
It's Wednesday, hump day. We almost to the end of the week. We're not
Whoop,
rushing
whoop.
it because that weekend goes by too fast, okay?
Yes, it does. I agree. 100%.
Yes.
100%.
But tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Connie?
Okay, my name is Connie Marple. I am married to Doug Marple. We have a blended family, so we have seven children together. I have five biological children and two bonus boys with my hubby. We have a grandson. So, I mean, life is good. One of our daughters just got married, so we now have a new son-in-law.
Very nice.
I own Women of Color New York. I launched that. It'll be three. I can't believe that. It'll be three in August, where we have women of color doing business all under one umbrella.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So, and speaking of women of color, what caused you to birth that, to create that? What was on your heart to say, I need to do this?
Well, you know what? Definitely it was something that was needed. So, I thought about Women of Color New York a lot before I even named it and before I even launched it. So,
Mhm.
I remember calling my mom and telling her I had this idea about getting into the room with like-minded women. I wanted it to be with women of color, and I wanted to also be women that was in business. So I sat on that for a little bit, and then during COVID, like everybody else, right? So you start to reinvent yourself, and you start to think about, what's next. And I started to put pen to paper and came up with what I wanted Women of Color New York to be, the staples.
Mhm.
So we started with fashion, beauty, and wellness. So
Mhm.
now we also have self-care. We have the dessert bar and bistro. That's crazy. That's funny because she used to actually be there, but it's called now the New York venue. But we've got this collaboration of women that have come together, and it's bigger and better than I ever thought it would be. It's amazing.
Very nice. I like that. That fashion, beauty, wellness, and then incorporating self care, right? Because you got the fashion together, you got the beauty together, but there's always somebody that's trying to nick at you. But when you have that self care, it helps you to stay built up and encouraged to keep going. I like it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So you said that part of reinventing self. How easy is it to reinvent oneself?
You know what? If you're doing something or want to do something that you love, I feel like it's pretty easy. I'm actually a retired dental hygienist. So I was in dentistry for 25 years before I decided to do something different. So I went back to school for fashion design, and graduated right in the middle of COVID, December of 2020. And while I'm putting, like I said, pen to paper, of course, wanted fashion to be part of it. But I think it's pretty easy if there's something that you really want to do and you really want it badly. It's pretty easy, I feel.
Yeah, yeah. I like the pen and paper piece too because sometimes we can have so many ideas in our head, it can overwhelm
Hmm.
us. But when we really just write it down, we get to say yes to this, not right now to this. This I can handle, to make it bite-sized pieces so it doesn't overwhelm us and we could do that we want to do and reinvent in whatever that looks like.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that because I'm a checklist girl. I say that all the time. So I
Hmm.
always have a list. And when I
Yeah.
can check some things off, I'm
Hmm.
always adding things on. It just makes it a nice flow. So you're like, okay, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that, whatever the
Yes.
project is. And then you know when you're done, when your list is done. But I think, like you said, pen and paper. I say that all the time because I actually did that. As much as I love computers, I actually sat down and wrote those things out. So really important that you can write it down and make it plain, right? That's what the word says.
Hmm.
So it's really important to have the vision that you had
Yes.
and to be able to execute it. And if you surround yourself with the right people, it can happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Putting that pen to paper. I'm taking that one. I'm a borrow that, friend. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because again, sometimes it's not a reality until you write it down. It's like when we
That's
used to do
right.
like the vision boards, you could really see and
Yes.
understand what it is you have planned for yourself. And you're
Yes.
hoping and praying every day that you get a step closer. You may win,
Yes.
you may lose, but you keep on going to the best of your abilities. I like it.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. And I actually do a vision board every year. So it's really exciting when you can take some things down or check even those things off
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
then keep adding to the board and to keep
Yes.
growing and evolving
Yes.
and making new
Yes.
things happen. But absolutely, I love a vision board. So yeah, I actually have two.
Yes. So I like this. So in this Women of Color, New York, how can one be a part of the network? What are the benefits of one joining and connecting? Because for you to do it is to be able to help somebody. How can they connect? And what are the benefits of them doing so?
Well, they can connect definitely by calling us at our boutique. I'm usually there in the boutique Wednesday through Saturday 10 to 5 and also Sundays 10 to 2. So people a lot of times will just walk in and just start having a whole conversation with
Mm-hmm.
me, bring in their goods and showing me what they have to offer Women of Color New York. So I love a conversation. We just took on a new business and it's going to be launching next month.
Okay.
And she's not even in upstate because we're upstate New York. She's in the city.
Okay.
So she reached out. It was something that would work at Women of Color New York. So now she's become part of Women of Color New York. So coming in, having a conversation. So sometimes we don't know what we're missing until someone
Mm.
brings it to us. And then we realize, hey, that's a great piece and it'll, add to the collaboration. But the collaboration is absolutely beautiful. We have meetings once a month and we also text each other all week long. We're having our second photo shoot, so that's in conversation. We're having our third year celebration, so that's in conversation.
Yes.
So I think just being aware that we are really women who collaborate, women who are not selfish, we're selfless in our giving. We come together, we find a new app, we hear about a new class, we hear about a new grant, we are sharing everything. We share the rents, we share the utilities, and we share the
Yes.
knowledge that we are finding out there while we're doing our businesses.
Very nice. So this is where women that are in business come and they work there. How does that work? I want to make sure I'm
Well,
understanding.
usually I'm in the boutique.
Okay.
So a lot of the business owners are actually they're doing other things. They have some other jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the boutique, and what I do is I am there growing my business because I have a business within the business also.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm while we're supporting each other's businesses. So someone comes in and they're walking around and they're looking around the boutique and they're grabbing something from Bossy B, or they're grabbing something from Light My Candle Company, or grabbing something from Goddess Glow. They
Mm-hmm.
bring it up to the counter. I bring it out. It goes into their account. And then I send them whatever it is that they make for the month. But
Very
it's a really wonderful flow. And because we all have our own platforms, we share even our businesses there.
Very nice. I like this. So it's like a shop where they can get the different people that you have that's selling
Yes.
things and then they get profit from it. Very nice because
Yes.
sometimes people want to have a business but don't feel like they have the time to be able to be there in a
Yes.
store. How are they going to make it?
Yes.
How to ship things?
Yes.
But they can come right to your boutique and pick up the
Yes.
items.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
fun.
And each business gets an introduction. So if it's someone who's been there before and sometimes they move around the store and I can kind of
Mhm.
tell, and I'll say, is this your first time? And if they say yes, I say, well, let me tell you what we're doing here. So I explain that it's women of color doing business all under one umbrella. And I introduce each one of the businesses to that
Okay.
person. And then they become familiar with the business. Sometimes it'll be someone who's looking for a particular business, like they could be looking for Charlie Style New York, and they come in and they realize there are other businesses here. So it's nice. So they'll come in looking for one business and they'll run into 9 other businesses.
I love this. Congratulations on 3 years. I didn't miss that.
Thank you so
That's
much. Thank
major.
you. Thank
Um,
you.
because to start with this dream and to see how it's flourishing and to have so many different businesses under your umbrella and helping others thrive and others grow. I strongly believe in like being able to encourage somebody else. When you see somebody like, oh, you look good today, like they get an extra bounce in their
That's
step, right?
right. That's
So it
right.
makes
That's
such a
right.
difference. And you're definitely doing that with women of color. So this is awesome. So if you're not in the New York area, can you still have products at your boutique? How does that work?
Absolutely. Just people getting in contact with us. We started in, of course, in New York, but one of the business owners, actually Bossy Bruja is the name of her business. She's in New Orleans. So
Okay.
she's in Louisiana and she sends goods to us here up in upstate New York. And then we present our products on in her area in the boutique. And then we sell them just as if she's here in New York. She's actually from New York, but she lives in New Orleans now. But if someone thought that they wanted to be a part of Women of Color New York, they could give us a call. It doesn't really matter where they are.
Awesome. Awesome. This is amazing. So let's talk about the impossible being possible, right? Because though
Mm,
this seemed to be impossible, though it seemed like, will it work? Will it not work? It became possible. It became a reality. Can
mhm,
you share
mhm.
of that process to encourage some others that are thinking of reinventing themselves or stepping out and birthing something of whatever?
Yeah, that's really interesting that you asked that question. On our grand opening, I had, I want to say, two women ask the question, do you really think that women, Black women, we weren't even all Black women. We actually
Mhm.
had one of our business owners, she actually outgrew her space. She was our lash tech, and she's Asian. And but the question was, do you think that Black women can really work
Mhm.
together? And I thought, okay, I'm glad I never thought that, right? Because I probably wouldn't have pushed forward and
Yeah.
created something if I had any doubt. I never doubted it. I was like, you know what? We're tribal. We used to nurse each other's babies. We watch each other's kids. We are
Mhm.
community. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's some things that are going on in the world, today and every day, but I never thought it wasn't possible. I always thought it was possible. I thought that like minded women could come together. These women are women of color, they have their own businesses, they have their own lives, they have their own stories, and that we were going to be able to share those things. And
Yeah.
I still think it's possible. I mean, we're growing it and we're showing it. And I think still that people come in and they're surprised by it. But I'm
Mhm.
glad that we're showing, and then we didn't do it to show anybody anything,
Mhm.
but I'm glad that we're evident evidence that it can happen. And
Yes.
someone told me we should have this on every corner. And I was like, that would be so beautiful if we can have a collaboration of whomever, of all women, or people of color, or something to
Yes.
bring us together to support each other. It would be a beautiful thing.
A beautiful thing. The question that you had of can like Black women work together, and I get it. Sometimes women just in general can be catty. We are a peculiar,
Yes.
amazing creature, right?
Yes.
And sometimes we can get a little friction and things of that sort. But when we about our
Yes.
business, we about our business, and
Ooh,
we're
you better say that.
around
Yes,
people
ma'am.
that are
Yes.
encouraging us and building us up as we encourage and build them up. It ain't nothing we can't do. And I know it ain't
You
correct
got that
grammar, but
right.
it ain't nothing we
You
can do
got it
when we
right.
come together. You know, that
Yes.
crab barrel mentality goes out the window and we're really trying to
Yes.
push each other up as we're pulling
Yes.
each other up. You know, they'll be like,
Yes.
oh, that's cute. I'll be like, oh, I got this from Shein. Oh, I got this from Temu. They'll
Mhm,
be like, what?
mhm,
Go get you some. Let me
mhm.
send you the link. And when we
Yes.
do that,
Yes.
we're telling them, I believe in you. I want to push you just as
Mhm.
much as you pushing me, and tell them
Yes.
this. I want you to have it too, boo, because we're gonna wear it a different way. We're gonna execute it a different way, but we still gonna execute it with grace and with dignity and nice
Yes.
for somebody else
Yes.
and says, oh, I want that too. And when we do
Yes.
that, when we come together and have that, I'm in agreement. We need this on every corner. You know, they say you can find a church, Chinese store, or a bar. We need to also find a corner where we can get that encouragement. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Absolutely.
This
Absolutely.
is
Well, I agree 100%. I think that we can do more and be more, and we do encourage each other all the time at
yeah,
Women of Color New York. And even if you're not part of Women of Color New York, I have conversations all day long. It's such a great opportunity to get to be able to talk to the community that comes in to support Women of Color New York. So that's
hmm
the thing sometimes that other business owners don't get a chance to do, and I know they love to do it.
hmm
But I just felt just it's such a privilege and an honor to be able to represent the women who are at Women of Color New York. And if they're not in the room, I like to be able to, if I hope that I do well when I'm speaking about their products and speaking on their behalf. But
yeah,
I just think it's Black girl magic in the room for sure
yeah,
when we're together. And even when we're not, I know that they're out there, they're texting, they're sharing, they're tagging, they're posting and
yeah.
about their businesses and each other. It's just such a beautiful family that we're created down at Women of Color New York.
I love it. One, I want to let you know you are making a difference. I mean, to one have stepped out to do this. You're 3 years in. You have more than one business, more than two, three, four, five. You're doing a thing, okay?
We hope so.
I know so because for somebody to be able to give you their product, they're trusting you with their baby, right? And they're getting
Yes, yes.
that. So it's like I want to stay connected to her because she knows what she's doing. She made this impossible thing possible, and I want to stay on this side of the Jordan, okay?
Well, I hope that's what they think. But you know what? Whatever they're getting from me, right? They're giving it back to me tenfold.
Yes,
I have
yes.
never been in such a wonderful space. I've been around hygienists. I mean, predominantly, women. That's a
Mhm,
predominantly woman held or led career. So I've been
mhm.
around women for a long time, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's nothing like this. There's nothing like, they're willing to give back. You go to, continuing education classes with hygienists and you're doing all these things, but it feels so genuine and so authentic and so real and so amazing. I don't ever feel like I'm working. And when we're sharing, tagging, posting, if somebody comes in and they buy something from Hair by Her Boutique, or if they buy something from Second Glance Vintage, right? It's
Mhm.
almost like it happened to me, and I'm so happy for them,
Yes.
right? Just to be able to celebrate that for them, a win. Someone loves your products as much as we do.
Yes, yes. I like this. Now, and you helping others and things of this sort. How do you stay empowered and inspired beyond the return that you get on them? Because we have highs, we have lows, and things of this sort.
Yeah.
How do you stay empowered and inspired to keep doing what it is that you're doing, not just in this realm, but you share your a mom with children, a blended family, and all the other things that are still being who Connie is. How do you stay empowered and inspired?
Well, I think definitely lots of prayer. Before I came here, I was actually at church. I go to Greater Harvest Church here in Rochester, but I think surrounding yourself with the right people.
Hmm.
There are people that I can say, when I'm feeling bad, when things are not working, I feel like I can be real with, right?
Yeah.
So I have a very small circle of people I can say anything to. And
Hmm.
a few of the people are actually part of Women of Color New York. Not that the other ladies are not amazing, but
Hmm.
I think keeping your circle really small and really tight
Hmm.
is really important to
Hmm.
your self-care, your well-being. So
Yeah.
there, my husband, I have my children. We've got 4 daughters, and two of them are actually business owners at Women of Color New York, and one is the manager of Women of Color New York. But I
Okay.
know that if I continue to surround myself with the right people, they keep
Hmm.
me encouraged, they keep me empowered, they keep me focused. I don't walk around with a lot of self-doubt. I thank God for that. But if
Yeah.
I have a moment, and everybody has their moments, I know that I can go to God. I know that I can go to them. I know that
Yeah.
I have safe places to go.
Yes.
And
Yes.
those moments are less than a moment, right? So they're actually feeling like more seconds. Like, okay, and if I already thought that thought and this is the way I dealt with it, I'll deal with it again the same way.
I love it. Who is in your circle is so important. Evaluating that circle often is very important because sometimes you'll feel off and you're like, well, what's going on? I was hanging around and they had the blues. And not that they can have the blues because we're human, but we also want to protect ourselves because we don't gonna get in that. It's hard sometimes you could get stuck and we don't want to get stuck. So being
That's
aware of
right.
who's around us that's encouraging us, uplifting us, wanting the best for us as we want the best for them, it's a rarity. And when you find it, hold on to it.
Yes, ma'am, you got that right.
Oh, mm, that's really, really good. So it sounds like they also help you to balance it all of, being that mom, being that wife, being that woman, and then being that woman in business and leading others. Pretty, pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I love the space that we're in at Woke. That's actually the nickname for the business. But I think just the encouragement and the push and the faith. I feel
yeah,
like there's a lot of faith in the
yeah,
space, because we got to believe it, right? We got to believe it to happen, and we got to believe that we want the same thing, the same success for each
yeah,
other, and the
yeah.
same, health and wealth, whatever that means to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but whatever it is, whatever it means to you, we want that for you too. But I just really, I'm gonna be 56 next month, in
Stop telling
June, and
stories. Stop telling stories.
yes, 56. And I just feel like, you get to a certain age and you know what you want
Yes.
and how you expect your life to be. You want it to
Yeah.
be a certain way. So you
Mhm.
work as hard as you can and as
Yeah.
long as you can to make that happen. And I just feel like if you don't have peace, nothing's gonna work. And
Mm.
I that's not for sale. So and I
Mm.
don't give it away either. So I just
Mm.
it's really important to kind of roll that way. Now, if you'd have met Connie in her 20s or 30s and like, but the children are grown up and I can do some things for myself, even retire from hygiene so that I could do what I've
Mhm.
always wanted to do. It's something in
Mhm.
fashion and now I get to do it with amazing women too.
My piece is not for sale. I'm borrowing that one too. Um,
No.
because
Yes, ma'am.
that was powerful. My piece is not for sale. Pen and paper, a piece not for sale. Thank you, thank you. This was for me today.
Yes, right.
What do you feel like is next for women of color, New York?
Oh, wow. Oh boy, I think maybe getting maybe a few more businesses in to Women of Color New York. Um Getting out, we network now, but doing some more networking.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny because I have this big hair and these red lips, and it's usually how I show up at
Uh-huh.
work and at events, and people point and say, "Hey, Women of Color New York." They may not even know my name. Women of Color New York. And I'll say, "Yes, how are you?" And we'll have a conversation. But I think maybe getting out a little bit more, building bigger,
Mm-hmm.
building make sure that it has some meaning behind it because bigger
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always mean better. But
Mm-hmm.
I think growing and stretching, and even outside of the walls of Women of Color New York, we've got some people who've come in and we just don't literally have space in there, but we allow them to leave their business cards. Oh, you're doing
Mm-hmm.
that. We don't have this here, but we
Here.
really don't have space for it. So just stretching ourselves outside of Women of Color New York and
Mm-hmm.
seeing what we can do for other women who are like-minded and would like maybe to be part of it, even though they can't be inside the building.
I love it. I love it. Still putting people on, still
Mm-hmm.
connecting, still, and that's big, because like I said, sometimes people are like, oh no, we're not gonna help you. But the thing that you have the heart to be able to help somebody else, to push somebody else forward, we never know. Because we have people that are connected to us, but other people are assigned to other people. And sometimes once we've done all that
Mm-hmm.
we can do, we want to pass them on to the next person so that they can
Yes.
continue to grow and thrive and be who all they are to be. I love that. I love
Yes.
that. So I also hear you're the proud owner of Charlie Style New York and Shea Butter. Babes,
Yes.
what is that? How can
Yes.
somebody order it?
Well, okay, so Charlie Style New York is actually part of the fashion that's at Women of
Okay.
Color New York. I
Okay.
love a coat. A coat is my jam. I know you can put a t-shirt on and a pair of jeans and throw the
Mhm.
most beautiful coat on. So
Yes.
we do have coats in our boutique. We have them online. I think
Mhm.
we took them down because of the season, but we still have them in store.
Okay.
I was doing some styling in the beginning and then we got so busy. I really can't do a lot of styling right now,
Mhm.
but I love styling. That is, I would, my jam. So that's the fashion piece. And then we used to have a shea butter business that was part of Women of Color New York, and she decided to do something different.
Okay.
So I have one daughter who is the business owner who does things with oils. And then I
Mhm.
have another daughter who's part of the business who is actually in baking and culinary arts. She graduated with that. And she says, Mom, you can make shea butter. And I'm like, what? I don't have, really? Could I? I think I should do that. So I decided to try and create a brand for Shea Butter Babes. So that's what I did. It took me about a month to get the formulation right,
Mhm.
but Shea Butter Babes is online. So if you go to WOCNY.com, that's where the businesses are that have online stores at Women of Color New York. I want to say there may be, because we've got two other ones that have joined. But if you go there, you'll find Shea Butter Babes and other businesses there too. So we've got 5 different scents that my daughters actually, one I named and the other ones they named, and then we have an unscented. So we've got Nilla, Lover Girl, Boyfriend, Woke, um, I'm enchanted, and then of course unscented. And then we have spring and summer scents because you have to have that right. So those
Mhm,
are
mhm.
Mango Dream, Lemon Drop, and Bloom. So I got into the shea butter business and I absolutely love it.
I love it. Yes.
I'm
Represent,
like, are you
represent.
kidding? Shea butter is the jam. So that's my new baby. And I never thought I would be creating anything because a lot of the business owners create. So Goddess
Mhm,
Glow creates her own brand. She's skincare and body care. And then
mhm.
Lauren is like my candle company. So she makes candles, and Craves makes cookies.
Yes.
And Second Glance Vintage, she creates ties. So people are creating. So I
Yeah.
was never thinking I'm going to create. I literally have now a shea butter studio. And every Tuesday I'm making shea butter.
I love it. Did you say it's WOCNY.com?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
friends, we want to head over because as spring is leaving, summer is coming. So we put the legs out,
Yes.
right? We want to make sure that
Yes.
we nice and oiled, okay? The
Yes.
shea
Ain't
butter,
nothing like it.
we don't want that watered down lotion. We want that stuff that's gonna stick
No.
to us, have us
Yes.
our
Yes.
skin glistening, that
Yes.
melanin
We get
be
our shea butter from
melanating.
Ghana.
Yes.
Yes. We get the good stuff
Oh,
from Africa. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So
It's
friends,
beautiful.
that's
Yeah.
how we order. We want to go to the website and support because it's always great to support good business. And that mango sounds nice. I'm gonna look it up.
Mhm.
Look
Send
it up.
me your information. I'll send you some.
I- Now I'm still gonna support though, because I want to support you. And I'm
That's
excited about
okay.
what
I
you
will.
do. Yes, I love this.
Well,
I love
send me
this.
your information and I'll send it to you. I'll send you
I,
some.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, friends that are tuned in, visit the online store www.wocny.com. Don't forget to follow on Instagram at WOCNY539 and Shea Butter Babes. Because again, we're trying to be Shea Butter Babes in this coming summer. Okay. You might
That's
not have got the
right.
summer fit, but you're not gonna be ashy. You're gonna get some Shea
That's
Butter.
exactly right. You're going to be nourished, moisturized, and you're going to be hydrated this
Yes,
summer.
yes. Oh, so this is amazing. We know how to connect with you. What is something that you want us to walk away with in meeting you and connecting with you and being empowered, inspired, knowing that the impossible is possible, all of that jazz.
I want you to take with you that keep dreaming, keep reinventing yourselves. I think sometimes people will try something and that thing doesn't work. Just keep trying, keep going, don't give up. Surround yourself with the right people, have the right energy, believe that you can do it because there are going to be people who say that you can't.
Mm.
We got naysayers and dream killers and stillers all over the place, but
Yeah.
you got to believe for yourself that you can do it and surround yourself, like I said, with the right people, and they will help you get to where you want to go. But we are at 539 South Avenue in the Southwest of Rochester. Come down and
Yeah.
say hello. We had somebody who visited today from where's she from? She's from Vegas. So they were
Yes.
taking a trip. They were coming here to see some of the sites here in Rochester, but they came by and she said she was driving by. Our sign was outside, Women of Color New York, and they just turned around. So it was two of them. They came in, they supported, they went about their way. They said they'll be back in March. But come down. You can call me. Sometimes people will just call just to get some kind of information, like how do you start a business? And
Mm-hmm.
we share things. We don't think anybody is there to take anything. A lot of times people come and drop things off at woke.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are, just wanted to be encouraged, give us a call. But yeah, come and check us out. But believe you can do it, even if nobody else thinks that you can do it.
Mm. I love it. I'm the love that you have, the care that you have for others to kind of push them forward, where it's not about you. And again, that's a maturity thing. We have to go to that where it's like we all could win in this game. It's a gazillion people in the
Yes,
world, and being able to
yes,
encourage them because we never know who they're going to encounter. And something that you say to them, the smile that you give, the look that you give, up the confidence and that glow, it's like I could do this. I can keep dreaming. I too can keep reinventing myself.
yes.
So
That's
I'm really,
right.
really excited for all that you got going on. This was amazing. So nice to meet you, Connie. Oh, this was good. This was good. Uh-oh. Yeah, so good. Friends, please follow Connie. I mean, I feel like she's gonna be posting some inspirational stuff. How she was talking to us today, I feel encouraged and inspired. I gotta now review if I need to reinvent myself. Go look at my um dream board and vision board to make sure I'm still in alignment with what it is that I want to do. And whatever it is that you want to do, guess what? It is possible because it's kind of
Yes,
you do it, we can do it too. And if you need that encouragement,
that's right.
go ahead and reach out. This was good. Oh, I needed this boost today. I thank you.
I
It's like,
always get excited when I see y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
yes.
I appreciate y'all. But y'all, look what you're doing. Look what
Yeah.
you're doing. SWAGHer magazine. Y'all are doing the doggone thing. I love it. Any
Yeah.
place that I can sign out where women are coming together and doing positive things. Every time, call Connie. She signed up for it. I love it. I love to just be a witness. Just let me be, a little, give me a little spot in the room just so I can take in the energy. I love it. I love it.
So true. So true. Look, we see enough sad stuff. It is always something on the
That's
news
right.
that can hurt your heart. But we want to be able to know that there is some sunshine still in the world. I see people like, hey, sunshine, hey, sunshine. After they like, hey, sunshine, back to me. Why? Because we want to be able to be the sunshine, shining light, because it
Yes.
is some good still happening. Ah, this is really
Yes.
good. Thank you so much, Connie. Friends, y'all be sure to follow Connie on Instagram again at there we go, at WOCNY539. And you can follow her at Shea Butter Babes. Go head over to that website to get, Shea Buttered Up, www.wocny.com. And it's not just Shea Butter. She said she had a baker over there. She had some vintage. She had some ties going on. I mean, anything you need, I feel like you can almost get. If not, she can connect you with the right one to make sure you can have it happen. All right. You guys
That's
can follow
right.
me on Instagram at Jen_cares. Don't forget to like, comment, and share here of SWAGHer because we're always excited to share what's going on with the community. Friends, there are some amazing things going on in the community. Be sure to follow so that you always know when we're going live to share something else new. I hope y'all have a great day. Keep dreaming, keep reinventing. I got my notes, pen to the paper. And my piece is not for
Yes,
sale. Okay?
you got it.
I love it. Thank you again. May you have a great evening, Connie.
You too. It's good to see you, Jen.
Stay here. Bye bye.
Bye bye.